Hello there. Check out my mouse pad. Is that the cutest thing you've ever seen? I've had this for years. Back when Disney Interactive was a thing. Yeah, I don't know. That just happens to be here. Anyways, hi! Surprise stream. Oh no, I forgot to, forgot to tell the Discord. Hang on. I gotta at everyone. Sorry. There we go. Okay. Cool. So, yeah, I had a viewer request about how to understand how the tail, like the base of the tail, the very flat end of the tail, how that works with the foam and the connecting the belt. So yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about. Apparently I'm dying though. Alright, let's see here. So what I'm gonna get out first is my two example tails. Yeah. Hey Micah! So here's our two example tails. This one, you can't see it, but it's got a curved foam in here. Like, it's flat here, and it kind of curves up. So it's like a 3-inch-ish heavy foam, and then the rest of this is stuffing. Oh, sure. That would actually help. I mean, probably. I think I know what you're talking about, but I could look at it too, so. So that foam here up to the top, that helps hold this durable, holds it in place. So when you're wearing it, it tries to bend down, but it'll be a little bit better with the Foamcore. That's what I'm gonna call it that. It sounds cool. Foamcore. Hey Lulu, how's it going? Alright, so here's the dragon tail. Feels like I made this 18 years ago, but it's still here. Yeah, this... Oh no, Lulu, that's not good. I mean, I'm doing okay. I hope you start doing better. That's not fun. Alright, so, oh, this tail doesn't even have that. So this tail doesn't actually have a foam core, it's just stuffing, just plain stuffing. And I think that will be fine. However, in the future, I think I'll probably start putting foam core in all of them because, I don't know, I think it makes it just wear a little bit better. I think you'll be able to, like, swish your tail a little better, too. If you have the ability to have the top part sturdy, then when you try to swish your tail, the whole thing will go better. That's my plan. That's what I'm thinking. But yes, the whole stuffing, that will work too. Oh no! That's not fun. I'm sorry. Okay, so what we're gonna be talking about is, oh, that face. If we were to put foam up here, and this is a different way of doing it. See, I have my belt loop flat here on the edge that you can stick it in. There's a different way of doing it that I've seen people, I don't know, I like it. It's a different way, where instead of the belt loop coming off flat here on the end, it's actually like 1 or 2 inches into the tail, and there's a hole here in the tail. So it's like you gotta kind of open up the fur here to see it. So it's pretty creative, and I think by doing that and having the foam core, that's what you can use to get some pretty good wag on your tails. So how does one get the foam in that shape? Yeah. We're gonna go. I'm gonna try to see it. The problem is I don't have a pelt to like do it on, so I'm gonna take a pattern that I had from before. This is my pattern bin. And it is full of just Ziplocs. Just, that's how I keep organized. So I'm gonna look for... I made a tail dragger once that was... that one's not even labeled. What? I made a tail dragger, like a wolf... Is that it? No, that's not. Wolf style. So, that's what I'm looking for. Wolf/fox floor dragger. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Okay. So, first of all, we're gonna have, this pattern has half of this, which, you know, you take and you flip over, and then, you know, that's how you get both sides of the tail. I should also, if I wasn't stupid, have a circle piece, that should fit perfectly right here. And I'm actually probably gonna need that, because that'll tell me how big, oh boy. That'll tell me how big I need to cut that. Okay. Gotta make sure that the hot glue gun didn't just damage my poor tail here. No, he's fine. Okay. Whew, that was a little scary. Forgot the hot glue gun was on. I was working on, this guy's nose. He has a nose now. Okay. Pattern. Cool. So I should be able to find that circle piece that was at the top. No, I'm just stupid. The tail looks so fluffy. I know. I can hug it for you, though. I will. Next time I pick it up, I will hug it for you. Okay. So here's the first piece. This is the very top of the tail right here, how it starts to come down. So even though I don't have that circle that goes to the end, this will be fine. So, first things first, I need that circle to go off of, because that'll tell me how big to cut the foam. I'm running out of paper. Yikes. Oh, the struggles of parenthood. You didn't miss anything, really. Okay. So this is the top of the tail. Right here, this is the top of the tail. This is where that circle will be. So this is half of the circle. And, like, that's the other, you know, like that. So I took the length of this, how tall this is, and I used that to make this line. So basically, I'm just figuring out how big this circle needs to be. And I have a protractor, but screw that. I prefer to just, like, eyeball it. I mean, I can use a protractor, but... Yeah, so basically, this is the circle that will fill in right here. This circle. And it usually, like, almost always ends up much smaller. Much smaller than this top piece. So my pattern is, like, this tall, but the circle usually ends up a little bit smaller than that. So here's my drawing, and there's the circle. Yeah, I'm definitely... Yeah, I will go a little bit smaller. So I might actually be able to use my pattern. I've got a... it's a little too small. Alright. Fine, I'll break out the protractor. Ugh. I always wrap up my protractor in tape because ever since in college, when I stabbed myself pretty good on it, I was like, never again. Alright. No top-down camera today because I didn't think I would need it, but here I am now, kind of wishing I had it. Okay. I haven't used the protractor in forever. Okay. Wow. Okay, that is a perfect circle. Cool. So yeah, I used the pattern to help me get started on the size I needed, but in the end, I usually just eyeball it anyways. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm so sorry. I legitimately don't know what you mean. protractor? I think that's what it's called, the protractor. Where you kinda spin the... Yeah. I mean, that's what I always called it, was a protractor. I mean, maybe it has another name that I don't know about. That's likely. So on your pattern, Micah, did they give you... Oh! Okay. On your pattern, did they give you the circle here? Like, or are you gonna have to make it yourself? Yeah, this is... Wow, I broke this? Huh. Jumbo circles. And it's, with decimal inch and metric equivalents. So yeah, they're all labeled, like millimeters, how wide, and inches. That's cool. So yeah, I actually have two sizes of these. I have a big one and a smaller one. I got these both at Hobby Lobby. These are awesome. Whoa. Jumbo circles. Did you end up emailing me that or not? Because if you did, I'll give it a look, but... Cool, so here's our circle. Oh! I never, ever, ever would have guessed that. That's scary. That's something I never would have known. Oh, okay. Here we go. So, the reason this is a different size than this one, I forgot they're totally different patterns. Anyways, so this circle is gonna be too big for this example, but this is the circle that goes here. So this circle would be a little smaller than the one we're doing, but that's okay. I found the circle size that we need. So because of that, I forgot that, I need to measure this again! Let's go, everybody! Woo! Round 2! Oh, the instructions? Okay. Sure, I'll look at it. I'll look at it. Email. Yahoo is such an old email, but at least it's not Hotmail. Like, that's even more embarrassing. Cool. Let me give this a quick look. Yeah. This is all standard. Okay. Yeah, okay, here's what I did. Take measurements of the diameter of the tail opening. So this right here, I mean, this is half of this circle. So if you, like, bend this in half, you can... I guess, why didn't I just do that in the first place? You can bend this in half, where it's, like, perfectly half, and then trace that, and then it'll be, like, half your circle. And then, you know, you can mirror it over and do the other half of the circle. So that's what we need. We need that circle. Take your roll of 1-inch foam, trace 2 circles, cut it flush to your measurements. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Take the elastic and glue it to the top edges of the opening. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, this looks familiar to me. Oh, it sounds familiar to me. So let's try this. I guess I should just plug in the top-down camera, but I just really don't want to. Okay, here's the top of the tail. Here's the flat piece that goes against your butt. So I'm just gonna hold it. How am I gonna do this? Okay. Whoa. Easier said than done. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna use my protractor again. I'm actually just gonna kind of guesstimate the size I need, and then I'll check it after. Cool. Wow, that's actually too big. See, the thing is, let me draw this with a pen really fast. Okay. So if this is your center line right here, the thing is you can't just measure it straight from this top edge because, I mean, it would be this long, right? But the problem is you actually have to include the bend of it because the bend of it makes it shorter. So, yeah, draw that straight line first, and then you can do the curve. Yeah, holding it up. Alright, I kind of have an idea of how big I want to make it. Let's try again. I'm going to try the biggest circle. We'll see how that looks. Where'd my pen go? Cool. Alright. Hold this up. So yeah, the circle always comes out a lot shorter than just this whole edge. But that's okay. That's kind of how it's supposed to be. Great, right in between. Whew. Okay. Draw the edge. Yeah. Use a ruler to find the length. Okay. Then use it to find the center. Okay. And then use the protractor to make a circle. Yeah, see, I could do that. I mean, I think I know what you're saying, but it would just... Like, that would find the middle, but the thing is, it's like, if I cut the circle out at this length, it would be way too huge. It would be like this huge circle, and it always ends up smaller than that. I think I know what you're talking about, unless you're saying something different. Okay, let's try here. Me messing up. I forgot you're not supposed to grab the other end of the protractor. I really, really want to, though. Cool. So if I curve this should fit. Yes, that actually fits. That looks great. Let's cut it out. Now I'm just cutting paper. Fun! Sorry guys, give me just a second. Okay. Here's the top of the tail. It starts here, it goes down this way. Here's our circle. It goes here, flat, like this. Because once this gets curved, once it's sewn in together, it'll be round. So this goes on the end. So if I can hold this in place, there we go. So it will look kind of like this. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. Cut all the paper you want. I know, right? I'm just like... I waste so much paper. Okay, cool. So, I don't know if you're following along or not, but, yeah, first step is you need the circle. And if you've finished sewing the rest of it, you can, like, hold it up to this base and, like, make sure it looks about right. Yeah. If not, then, oh, well, we'll do it later. Cool. We got our circle. Let me get my foam. Brand new from the Joann's store. Another roll of 1-inch thick foam. I haven't gotten to go to the other stores, lately any other stores, really. I just happen to be lucky enough to get to Joann. So, I usually have 3-inch foams sticking around, but, I don't have any right now, so... Oh, yo! Walmart does have it. They do have this also, so it works. It might be. It's really... See, it's hard. It depends on if it, like, what's on sale at Joann's and what has coupons and what doesn't. Joann's is, like... either it could be way cheaper or it could not. It's just really hard to say. Okay, so I'm going to cut out probably 2 of these. Yeah, Joanne's coupons. Marker. Cool. Makes all the difference, really. Okay, so we have to trace this circle. However, you may know about not wanting to get marker on foam and or fabric, because if you wash it ever, it will bleed through. So there's 2 things you could do here. You can kind of just like guesstimate around it like this, and then when we cut it, we'll cut it a little bit shorter. I guess that's a little close. Or you can make this pattern slightly bigger so that when you cut it out, it'll be fine. But me, I prefer to just get it very, very close and just go around. It might be easier for you to just trace a circle that's slightly too big. That is totally up to you. Okay, so here's our circle. So when I cut it out, I'm going to cut it out on the inside of this marker. Effectively, I'm cutting off all of this marker right here because I don't want to keep the marker. That's bad. Alright, and I'm going to trace it one more time. Dark blue fabric chalk. Oh, that's a good idea. Hey, I haven't tried that before. I didn't think it would work, but let's give it a go. You know, if I can find it in here. Ah! Alright. Alright. I can't reach it. Me suffering. Cool. Definitely did not struggle at all. Got that first try. This might be easier if I had it in like a holder like yours are. First try. Yeah, if this was like in a pencil. Like I can see it making a mark. It's so faint. That will totally work. However, I am impatient and I'm gonna just... You know what? Let's try one more thing first. Let's try like regular colored pencil. I wonder if that would show up. No, that kind of just tears up the foam. Oh well. I need to get a marking pencil like that dark blue. I have a light blue one, but dark blue is a really good color for that. But I guess black would also work. I really just don't have that many marking pencils right now. I kind of need to go to the store. Alright. So, if I had... Here we go. If I had 3-inch thick foam, like this thick, what I saw the Nefertari, I don't really know how to say her name, what I saw her do is she kind of just took the scissors and kind of just clipped as she went through the center of the foam until enough was out where she could fit the belt loop through it. But I don't have that. I have 1-inch thick foam. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to take 2, we're going to kind of hollow it out a little bit on each side, or just one side even, and then we're going to glue it together. And then, depending on the tail, I might add more foam to make the foam core thicker, or I might just decide it's fine. That's not really something I can decide right now, though, because I don't have the actual tail. I didn't make a tail. This is usually one of the last steps you want to do. So maybe one day I'll make a tail that'll actually fit this core, or I'll just use this, like, keep this out as an example to show people. I don't know. Cool. So I like to cut it off with a big, huge chunk, first. I think it's easier for me personally to, like... Once I cut this section off from the huge rest of the foam, then I'm able to maneuver it better, and I do that with fabric too. I just prefer it to be all separate. Alright, so people who are smarter than me probably use an X-Acto blade and just cut straight down all the way around. But I decided to use scissors because I was smart. I think X-Acto blade is the way to go. Especially if you're cutting with this thick foam and you want the edge to be flat. So let's try again, shall we? And if you do decide to do it the way I need a new blade in here. Oh, yeah, we're not going anywhere. Oh, that would be cute. That's up to you, but I don't mind. I actually have like a whole box over there of just extra materials, like claws, teeth, tongues, stuff that's just around. I actually have a lot of extra horns from when I was doing Shiloh's horns, and I just couldn't get them right. Like, just a box of little horns. Blades. I need new blades. But that's really, really, really sweet of you. Okay, so I've got these. I always keep an extra one around that says trash. You don't want to just throw your dull blades in the garbage, because dull or not, they're still dangerous. So I just fill this one up with it. I'm not sure. I've never had to throw one of these out before. I don't know if you just trash it or what. I'll figure it out when the time comes. But for now, all of my old used blades are just fitting in some of these trash ones. Ooh, I've only got 2 blades left. I need to go to the store. See, the problem is, now I don't have a car. My car floated away, and I did get it back. It was kind of expensive to get it from the impound lot. But the problem now is, it doesn't run. So now I have a useless minivan, and I can't get to the store. And, I mean, Fel and my sister, my roommates, you know, they have their cars all day because they work. So I have no way to get to the store. Okay, I should have done both like this. This is much better. This is a lot smarter than using scissors. I think this is turning out better. Oh, that's so sad. I hate that. I hate that. What even? I've tried to cut fur backing with it before. It's the most awkward experience. Like, oh, I didn't cut all the way through. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a second pass here. That's ridiculous. I mean, I think scissors is the ultimate way to cut fur. So for anyone to even make fun of you at all for not doing it that way, like, what? It's like, that's a normal thing, you know? To cut it with scissors. That's totally a personal preference. I'm sorry you had that experience. I don't know why people like to be mean like that. But they're wrong. So, at least they're in the wrong 100%. I definitely think an X-Acto blade is good to have, because whenever I'm cutting, like if I'm cutting a foam or something on this face, like, if I'm trying to cut a flat edge, sometimes it's really... The only way to get a flat edge perfectly is an X-Acto blade, and that's really the only thing I use it for, to cut a flat edge. So including this, I was able to cut a flat edge with it. Okay, so here's the one I cut with the X-Acto blade. Here's the one I cut with the scissors, and honestly, it doesn't look that bad. It looks basically the same, especially on camera, but the X-Acto blade one is better. It's slightly less janky. So if you are cutting with scissors, do your best to try to keep it as, like, straight on as possible. If you, like, angle it at all, you're gonna get, like, foam that's angled, like, sideways and like that. You don't just put it as straight as you can. Spartan looks good. Oh, thank you. I lost his eyes. I mean, I still have the 3D printed eyes, but the insert is just gone. I can't find it. But yeah, I was working on the nose today. I needed a break, so it was just as well for stream time, you know? It's stream time. Thank you! Okay, so, next step. Let me grab my belts. Here I am. Yo, yeah, your tail! That's right! Oh, for everybody who does not know, my friend Micah and I did a tail trade, and it was a surprise tail trade. We didn't know what we were gonna get, and she sent me this tail that is so, so cute. Whoop! And it's even cuter on. Is there a day that I'm not gonna wear pajamas? I love my pajamas. Alright. Oh. What even? Alright, this belt isn't the best belt. I forgot that it's completely sized to fit somebody else. Like, so I can't adjust it. So if I were to adjust it, come here, camera. I'm just gonna hold it as if it's adjusted. Look at that. That is the most waggy tail. I have never experienced a tail that was this bouncy in my life. Like, that is the cutest tail I've ever... I need to strive for this excellence. PJs for the win! So yeah, this is a really awesome tail. I think what makes it so bouncy is it definitely helps with these straps here. I never really thought it would help that much, but now that I'm trying it on, it really does. And also, believe it or not, I think the length of the tail, this is a little bit longer than most tails that I've made, but honestly, because of that, it adds a little bit of weight down here, which makes it bounce more. That's what I think. Anyways, I love that. That's the cutest tail ever. Ugh. So cute. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's great. I mean, so far already, you're better than I am at making tails bouncy. Oh man, that's a fun one. I can't wait to go to the Fur Bowl with that. All right. Well, thank you so much. That's such a special tail for me. I've never had anybody else make me one before. Okay, so gonna see the length here of what we need. It's about 1 inch thick. So there's 2 ways we could do this. We could either cut it out with scissors, or I can like use this blade. I'm gonna try to use the blade. I'm just gonna cut it really, really shallow. Just a really shallow cut. Of course I bumped it. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now I have these markings here. This is what I would do. I would pinch this together so that this piece hangs out, and you're able to just cut it straight down. Up until this point, I was like, you don't really need an X-Acto blade, but right now, at this point, I'm like, yeah, get an X-Acto blade. This part, I kind of feel like to do this, you would need one. Okay, so now we have kind of like a little hole here, and I think this is the perfect size, actually. Because obviously it's a little too deep for just this belt part, but the problem is you have to fit this, the clip through, so you need to make sure it'll fit the clip. I've sold you on an X-Acto blade. It's so perfect. So depending on how deep you cut this little shallow piece at the very beginning, that's how deep this is gonna be when you fold it over to cut it. So make sure you don't do it too deep. I'm actually gonna try a little bit deeper, just a hair. See, I sold you on an X-Acto blade. That's great. I think they're super helpful. Last time I went to oh, what is it called? ABC, not ABC. Well, maybe. I think it was ABC Warehouse. It was some kind of hardware store, and it's just down the street. So I went there to get some X-Acto blades. Otherwise, I would have picked it up at Walmart, but whatever. This guy there was so interested in my fursuits. I thought that was so cool. I mean, he could tell I was special when I had blue hair, but... You have the deck space to sew, but no sewing machine. No! I thought you had a sewing machine. What happened to it? Did it die? Alright, so from my experimentation, get it right the first time. So first cut the 2 slits, and then hold your belt buckle up and see if you think it will fit. If not, make it a little deeper. Because you only want to fold it like this and cut it once. Because if you cut it twice, like I just did, it's going to be a little bit more lumpy. Unless you're like some kind of god and you can do it. That is because this part starts to fold more. Like before, since when it was thicker, it was holding sturdy like this. But now it's kind of like bowing in more. Anyways, yeah, so make it deep. Cut the 2 slits about how deep you think. Hold your belt up. If it looks okay, then, fold it, slice it. There you go. Cool. So I think we did it. Oh, you were using your grandma's, I see. Okay. Huh. I really thought you had your own. I guess maybe I'm confusing you with somebody else. Okay, cool. So if I push this in here, it should fit. Like, it doesn't need to be like, I don't know, you kind of just need to guesstimate. It doesn't need to be like sunk deep, because if this is too wide, like if it's too deep, it's gonna make it very weak. So just deep enough where you think you can slither this through this hole. So we can actually test this. If I hold this flat onto here and I can pull it through, I can feel how hard it would be to get in and out of this hole. And I think this is perfect. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna clap this. So I do have my glue gun here. Glue, glue, glue. Cool. Nice. Okay. Got it. Squish, squish. Nice. Got it. Oh, I'm stupid. Okay. I did leave a little bit of marker there, and I'm actually going to cut that off. I really don't want marker on here, because if this goes on a white tail, and you wash it in the... I mean, not in the washer, but if you wash it, that's kind of dangerous. You're allowing it to possibly... Been using cheapo glue guns, or does yours work extra good? I was using a cheap glue gun from college for years, and eventually I was like, I wonder, I have some extra cash today, and I was just like, I wonder what it'd be like. So I bought this Gorilla glue gun, and it is infinitely better. So you know what? It's worth. It's like $7 or something. I don't know. I like it. I think this is the best mini glue gun I've ever had in my life. The big one, I also have the big one here. The only thing I have to say bad about it is that it kind of drools out a little bit, but it's totally worth it because the other ones I've had are even worse. They drool more. They're just worse in every way. At least these Gorilla ones have this tip to like not let you get burnt. It's like a silicone tip. Only the metal piece is the hot piece. So most of this is silicone and safe. Sold. Adding it to the list. Good. Cool. So here's where we're at. If I unbuckle this, I can slide it through the hole here. Cool. So this is essentially this would be going right here. So you can imagine wow, my butt. You can imagine the tail coming out from here. And we did talk earlier about the foam core. So that's the foam core. So if this tail, it's got the belt loop flat on the end here. But if it was like this one, it would be slightly sunken in. So a few inches in. So like right here-ish is where the belt loop would be coming out of. So when you make this pelt, this fur pelt, after you get this stuck up in here, I would just try to straighten it out, measure it. I would just stuff it in there, make sure it looks good. Then you gotta cut the 2 little slits in either side in the fur, and then feed this belt coming out of it. Oh, I don't know, maybe. I mean, the one that you made bounces so well already. Like, we need to test this. We need to make 2 tails with the same pattern, have one on belt loops like this, have one on a flat belt, like a flat belt loop thing, like the ones I usually do, and then have one where it's like 1 inch sunken in like this. We're gonna test this. I probably shouldn't today, but that would be a good tails for giveaways. Yeah, right? Then we can truly see what is the most bouncy and what one feels like compared to the other. That would be so cool. I'm totally doing that. Where's my list? I'm gonna write it down. Oh yeah, and save this. The circle that you used, save it so that next time you don't have to like retrace, figure out the size. You got it already, so just save it. 3 tails with different belt loops. I mean, this one doesn't really count as a belt loop, but you know. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Did you say die? Did that just like... I have no idea why that started out. Hello! How are you doing? We're making a tail that doesn't exist because I didn't actually cut out any fur for it. I mean, that's how you do the basic part. So what I've seen people do, and what I'm also gonna do, because I think it's great. Oh, you corrected it. Oh, I get it. Okay. Sorry, I'm just dumb. Cool. So, my drawers are pretty organized, actually. I've got everything in, like, little cubbies, and they're each in their own Ziploc. Everything has to be super organized because I will lose my mind. So anyways, this is where I have, like, buckles and, like, strapping, and Velcro is here, and here's my elastic. So, that's what I'm after. That's why it drove me absolutely insane this morning when I was looking for, Spartan's eyes. Oh, he's over here. Spartan's eyes, those, Oh! Well, thank you! I appreciate that! That was very nice. Peer pressure to make a tail now. Right. I really want to. Maybe when I'm take a break from Spartan here, I'll do that. Because even when I'm on a break, I'm just working on personal fursuits. I'm always working on fursuits. Yeah, I appreciate that your Twitch Prime sub went to me. Like, the fact that you chose me. That was so nice. Thank you. Yeah, shoot, I mean, we could make one. Oh, yeah, because earlier when I was looking for the inside of this, with the, like, the painted mesh, I couldn't find it, and it was not where I would have put it. That's why I was concerned, so... Where? It's like I know where everything is. Everything has a place, so... It's very helpful to be organized when you've got this much stuff in this tiny little amount of space. Okay, so here... I think either one of these would work. I think the thickness of this one, like, 1 inch... I mean, it's fine. I think it's a little overkill. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this thinner elastic, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna use it to stabilize this and hold it together, because right now this is 2 separate pieces of foam held together by just glue. And if you're wagging your tail, if you like pull up your tail by the belt and then this comes with it, this could possibly split apart, and we don't want that. We want this to be durable. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this elastic and kind of make some straps to hold it together. We're gonna put it like, here's the hole. We're gonna put it coming down on either side here. Yeah, so let's do it. I mean, this one could work. I just think it's a little too thick. It's 1 inch thick. This one I have is 1/2 inch thick, and I think this will work fine for us, so. You know, I don't know much about elastic types. I usually just do it by how it feels, and I'm just like, ah, yes, this is the kind I want. I don't know. Because I've used this in the past. This is kind of like a, I think this is woven. This is the kind I have right now. Honestly, you probably know more about elastic than I do. It's just kind of straight with lines. That's something, I'll write that down. That's something I should know more about, and that's something I can research. Thank you. Ah, yes, it stretches. Yeah, that's me right here. Me pretending to know what I'm talking about, and I'm like, well, you see, this elastic stretches. Alright. Cool. So thank you. Now I know to research elastic, because that's something I've been meaning to do for a while. Because I go to the store to buy it, and there's, like, several types. There's usually at least 3. There's, like, knit, woven, and, some other third thing. Cool, so, come here. Cool. Alright, here's the hole. We're going to, I mean, this whole thing needs to be stabilized together, but specifically right here where this hole is needs the most durability help. So, I can glue this. Me trying to explain things in sentences. I actually have kind of a headache, so if I'm sounding really dumb today, I'm sorry. I feel a little headachy, but I'm okay. Cool. So I glued the one end on. I'll glue the other end. I guess I could have measured it first, but it's kind of hidden. Like, you'll never see it, so long as it's, so long as your tail is held together, nobody should ever see the inside. So it's okay if this is slightly longer than the other side. Whatever. Cool. Actually want this a little bit tighter. You should take some. Actually, that's a great idea. I think I have some Excedrin migraine somewhere. Cool. I'm just trying to get this the right... I want this tight enough so it can help if this starts to stretch, but I don't want it, like, too tight. Alright, so I think just basically laying it as evenly as possible is gonna do it best for us. I don't know. I tried pulling it a little tighter so it's like bunched a little. I don't think that's gonna be the best. I think just trying to lay it as evenly flat against the surface as possible is gonna give us the best result. Yeah, I probably will take something after I'm done gluing these straps on, because straps. Cool. So let's do the other ones. Glue. Yeah, so as far as glue goes, Gorilla Glue is like the bomb. It's like got the most adhesive. How are you not burning yourself? Yeah, that's a really good question. I have no idea. Are you usually burning yourself at this point? Because that's not good. There we go. I don't want you to be burnt. There we go. Cool. So we got kind of little overalls on him. That's nice. So now we gotta do the other side, and then I'm gonna actually take an elastic and go around here. And that'll try to help hold the whole thing down. I mean, it's kind of extra, kind of unnecessary, but in the name of durability, it's worth it. I burn the heck out of myself all the time and say bad words. Well, I can't blame you there. I'm sorry you get burnt so often. That's not good. Maybe you're just cursed. Cursed to burn yourself on accident. That last strap was a little too short. I'm gonna make the next one a little longer. I'm just super clumsy. Aww. That's cute. That's like a character trait. I'm sorry. If it makes you feel any better, every time I injure myself, it's in the same spot. My arm right here, always. I mean, that is the most significant burn I ever got, and I always continue to burn myself in that same spot, or cut myself, or drop something on myself. That same spot. It's just so dumb. Alright, cool. So this is what it looks like. You can stick the belt through still, and in case you get some extra pulling here, this elastic will help hold it in place. Good. So I'm actually gonna go around with the... So what we could do here is we could just go partial of the way, or we could go like all the way around, and I don't really know that there'd be a difference, to be honest. So I'm just gonna do a partial bit of the way. I guess it might be a little bit more durable if you go all the way around, but I just think that it's kind of unnecessary. I'm actually gonna measure these ones. You think the partial looks good? At least you have consistency. Thank you. I know, right? Even in my injuries, it's like, well, I'm gonna be consistent. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna, I like to start on one end. I'm just gonna start on the glue here. Cool. Line that up halfway. Got it. Cool. Now I'll just kind of glue it as I go. Whee! This is fun. Nice little break from doing Spartan's nose. I was having fun on it. I mean, I was doing a lot of Spartan stuff, not just his nose, but I needed a break from Spartan. He's a good boy, but too much. Okay, so this part right here is just a little bit thin. You know, ideally what I should have done is I should have gotten some 1/2-inch thick foam and put it on this side to make it even so that this hole is directly in the center. Because this 1-inch thick foam wasn't cut, but this one was. So technically, to make it directly in the center, putting a 1/2-inch thick foam on this side would have been really, really, really smart. So let's do it. Cool. Alright, let me grab my foam. I have to restart stuff all the time. I used to, like, be unpleasant about it. I used to be like, I can't believe I have to do this again, or I have to restart this whole thing, but I restart so often now that it's just a normal day. Oh, but the worst is when you need to restart something with a seam ripper. That sucks, because getting stuff out with a seam ripper takes like 18,000 years. Oh my gosh! Someone set their foam on fire with a glue gun? What? Even on high, I didn't think that would be possible. Oh, that's another thing I like about the Gorilla Glue guns, is they have a high and low setting. Both this mini gun and the big gun. And not all guns do. That's something that you kind of want to make sure you have, because most of the time low is what you need, but it's really nice to have the option to do both. There we go. Cool. Here's another slab. There we go. So now that's going to be directly in the center. 1 inch on one side and 2 inch on the other side. And then cut the hole in the 2-inch foam. That would totally work. That would totally work. You know, I'm eager to try this on 3-inch foam, where I just get one that's like already 3 inches, and I can kind of just like cut a slit through it like that. I'll let you know how that goes. As soon as I get a hold of some 3-inch foam. But until then, you're totally right. If you can get a hold of 1 inch and 2 inch, that would totally work. Let's see. Yeah, 1 inch and... Let me do math. I can't do math to save my life. Okay. Cool. So you have a 1 inch and you have a 2 inch. Okay. 1, 1. Okay. Then you cut the hole here. Then that would give you... Oh, that might not work, actually. Because that would give you 1 inch by 1.5. So, honestly, this might be the best way. If you have a 1 inch, and then a 1/2 inch. And then you cut off the 1/2 inch in the inside. 1, 1/2. Yeah, actually, I think that would be the best. Honestly, though, that gives me a great idea. So, here we have 1 inch, 1 inch that's cut out, and a 1/2 inch. So if we did a 1 inch, the 1/2 inch one in the middle, and then a 1 inch again. All right, fellas. We're learning here today, and that was the purpose of the stream, and that's great because we're learning. Okay, guys. You see, new plan. First, let me get this out. I think we figured out the most efficient... Oh. Okay, I dropped it. Efficient way to do this, and I'm very excited now. Okay, that was a really good idea. Cool. Alright. Give me just a second to cut this. So this reminds me a lot of when I just do my normal belt loops. Because, like, the end of the tail is a circle. And what I usually do is I'll take the circle pattern and cut 2 lines out of it, so it's like this. And this is the pattern that I use for this belt piece. So we're actually going to do the same exact thing. Cool. I'm going to trace our pattern. I don't want to lose it, and I need 2 copies of it. Okay. Whee! Oh. Whee! Okay. Alright. We have 2 copies of our circle. One, we're going to leave completely untouched. The other one, we're going to use our belt to measure. Just like before. So I'm going to trace that. Good. Oh. Alright. So I'm a little bit stupid. No, that's fine. That's fine. Cool. So what we end up with is more wasted paper, but give me just a sec, guys. I'll be able to show you this easier once it's cut. I have a headache. I'm sorry, my chatting dialogue is not interesting today because I just headache. Okay, here's our circle. Here's our circle with this cutout section in the middle. Let us cut it out. Cool. So this is actually going to show us exactly how big. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 1 inch thick foam of this circle. And then another 1 inch thick foam of this circle. And then 1/2 inch thick foam of these half circles. And we'll put this one in the middle. So let's do it. That's very efficient. I really like that. So I already started this one. It's a little bit Needs a little bit of cutting. Okay, so there's half circle. Half circle. Nice. Good. And now I need to cut out the 1-inch thick 2 circles to sandwich on either side. Yikes, I'm gonna have to... Alright. Bring out the big guns again. I'm gonna need my marker. I want to get a nice round circle with this. And I'm gonna need the X-Acto blade to cut it well. Cool. So I found a way that will work and a way that won't. That's helpful. Exploring. I like learning new things. This is fun. Hi. LOL, I didn't know you left, but that's okay. We figured, well, it might be just me. I figured out something pretty nifty, based on what you said. So, I measured it out, and doing it with 1-inch and a 2-inch foam would not work because it would still be offset if you were it wouldn't work if you were trying to get completely centered. Because it'd be offset a little bit. But, what we can do is, a 1-inch thick foam, a 1/2-inch thick in the middle, and then a 1-inch on the end. And the 1/2-inch thick one, half-inch thick, would only be these 2 pieces. So, I think this is gonna work. We're gonna try it. It sounds like the most efficient way to do this, so I'm pretty excited. Right? I don't know why I didn't think of that before. That's pretty efficient. Then you don't even have to cut out the centerpiece. You can just get by with scissors. Figby, you mad genius, you. Hey, I mean, you're the one that gave me the idea by saying it, so you get credit. You get credit also. Alright. I'm going to use the X-Acto blade. This works pretty well. But I think if you're careful to try to get it even, you can still get by with just scissors. But now that you don't have to cut that part in half, I mean, now you really don't need an X-Acto blade unless you want one. I mean, you could really probably get by without it. I like having access to it, though. You have 4K channel points! Okay, so what I was going to do was, I was going to start having tail giveaways where you pay points to get the tail giveaway. But for some reason I never got it working, and then I forgot about it. So, I guess I'll add that to my list of things that I should probably get done. So, either highlight a message for fun, or, just hold on to it for a hot second. Because that would be really cool. What do I win? You win 10 hugs. Every 1,000 channel points gets you 10 hugs. Well, I guess you would get 40 hugs then. That's a lot of hug. Furries like hugs, though. It's fine. Okay. Now I'm going to try this one with scissors again. We're going to see how this goes. As long as I try to cut it evenly. I mean, I think the X-Acto blade is... Yeah, the X-Acto blade is going to turn out much nicer than this. But you can get away with scissors if you want. Just think you get it much straighter. Like, the scissors will do. It's just choppy. And I'm kind of a perfectionist, so... Yeah, having it really nice and even makes me happy. These are my buff scissors. These are my favorite scissors I've ever had in my whole life. You can get them on Amazon for like $7. They say Westcott Carbo Titanium. And they're like green with the white handle. At least I think they're like $7. I mean, there was a price drop recently. I mean, I had to pay $15 for these at Walmart, but... And Amazon, I saw them once for a lot less, so... Okay. So this is amazing. I don't know why we didn't think of this before. This is amazing. I love it. Okay, essentially, we got 3-inch thick foam here with the hole directly in the center, which is similar to this one, except that the hole was offset. So I put the 1/2 inch thick foam on top, but I can totally I can I can cut out that step where we have to cut out the center if we just do it like this instead. So thick 2.5 thick. Okay, so I don't know if you missed this part, Micah, but when you have your circle pattern, trace another circle pattern, and then you can you know, put your belt up to it and trace this and cut it out so that you can end with the these two half circle pieces that you need. So now I can save these for next time I want to do this tail. I'll have these half circles for the center and then this on the ends. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm glad that makes sense. If it didn't, I would explain it better, but that's good. I've always worried I'm over explaining things. I just want things to make sense. Cool. So this is awesome. We've got 1 inch, and then I'll glue these on now. The 1/2 inch. Not sure why we didn't think of this before, but this is definitely the way I'm gonna do it going forward, because this is good. This is very good. Ow, I burned myself. See, it can happen. And also I didn't even get it even, so I have to straighten it out. Cool. Got glue on my hand. Alright. Now your turn. Oh yeah, I was saying earlier, and then I got distracted. Gorilla Glue is the best glue. I have this Surebonder brand back here, that I got in bulk from Amazon a long time ago. It works. I mean, it's glue, but you cannot beat Gorilla Glue. It is the best. It has the most adhesive, and it will hold on the best. So, now for all my Fursuit projects, I've been using Gorilla Glue, and I'm wondering if I'll ever get to use that Surebonder glue up, but if you're not sure what kind to get, Gorilla Glue costs a few pennies more, but it's totally, totally worth it. Cool. That is a lot easier to put on. I'm running out of glue sticks, so I'm kind of just putting my finger in here and pushing it. Nice. Okay. We have made a burger. Burger! Yay, burger! Wow. I need to wear some makeup. Hide my face. Okay. So if I was doing this off stream and I wasn't trying to rush, I need to stop rushing during streams, but this was kind of more of a proof of concept. I don't even have a tail to put this in. This was just kind of a practice. Anyways, I would have made this a little bit more even. Some of them are a little, I don't know. I mean, it's not that bad. I'm just a perfectionist. So next time I'll probably get this like perfectly flat and all that. But for now, I think this is fine. I will trim it to make it even. I just vacuumed too. LOL. I hate when I just vacuum, which is all the time, and then that first thing that I do that, like, is messy, I'm like, well, my poor vacuuming job. But it's like, as soon as I'm done vacuuming, it's time to get back to work, and everything I do is messy. Yeah, I totally agree. Like, some stuff, like shredded cheese, I don't know why. I just love cheese, okay? Shredded cheese, most of the time the normal stuff is good, unless you're trying to make a really, like, really good mac and cheese or something, or whatever, but most of the time just straight up shredded cheese that's great value is it's good enough. Ooh, Meijer store brand is good. I don't shop at Meijer that much just because Walmart is closer, but it's not that I don't mind. Not that I don't like it. I should. I'll try it. I must sample all the cheese. You know something you don't want to get store brand of is Kleenex, like tissues. Like, they're bad. They're very rough. They hurt your face. That's one thing. I mean, that's one thing I can think of off the top of my mind. Ooh, toilet paper. Do you think that matters? Like, if it's store brand or not? I think I always get on, is it called on brands? Like, I think I usually get branded toilet paper. I like Quilted Northern because it's so extra. You have to get name brand toilet paper. That makes sense. I hate that, like, one ply that's, like, nothing. It's so thin, it's transparent. Like, that's the worst. You bought your first vacuum as an adult and you feel great. Yes! Dude, I love that. That's, like, one of the best things ever. Having your own vacuum. One ply is nothing. Like, where is it? I totally agree. Where is it? It's like, you can't even begin to use it. You just have to, like, pull, like, 5 layers. And even then, it's too thin. I have no idea how people stand to use that stuff. I hate how most, like, restrooms that are, like, public use that. It's like, I'm gonna use the same amount of toilet paper. It's like, I have to use 8 layers of this just to make it. It's just awful. Who invented that? They suck. Alright, so I'm just gluing these side pieces back up again, like we had them before, and now I can add it to this one. I'm really glad we figured this out. This was a really good experiment day. Feel like we learned a lot. One ply is nothing. Oh, you're so sweet! Well, I think it was a really, really good idea. It's something I've been meaning to, like, experiment more with and just talk about for a long time. So, thank you for, kicking my butt into streaming. Okay. I made little overalls. So, now I need to keep going on the part that goes around here. You're so sweet, though. Like, Ah! I do need to look more into elastic, though. I really don't know anything about the different types. I kind of just get one depending on what I feel like is correct. And something I learned in art school is artist intuition is totally a thing, but it's better, like, it's better to know why. It's like having artist intuition is knowing, like, principles of art, but not knowing the principle of art. It's like you know it, but you don't know it. If that makes sense? It's like something about this elastic I know is the right kind, but I don't know why. I just can tell. And that's artist intuition. So it's good. It's good that I have that, but it'd be better if I knew exactly the reason why it's the best. Oh, yeah. See, that part... That part's hard for me right now, because right now I don't have any, tails. Alright, well, there's 2 ways you could go about doing this. When I put... Okay. So, let's say I have both halves of the pattern. I sew them together, and either I leave, like, a piece, like, the center down here, like, probably right here is where I would leave it, open, so I can, like, turn it inside out, or, long stream, yeah, just stay until we finish a whole floor dragger tail. Either I can leave, so normally what I do is I sew the entirety of this whole tail together except a hole here, and that includes this top piece. I leave this piece, I sew this piece from the inside, so that when I inside out this whole tail from this hole here, this piece, I would just kind of shimmy all the way up to the top, and then, then it would be in here. Then from there, I could trim the little, the fur, Or, or we could do it this way where there is no hole here. Everything on the tail is sewn except this open top. And I stuff the rest of the tail, and then when I get up to the top, I put the core in. And then I can do what that other fursuit maker did, where I can put a cover on top, whether I put that foam on top, like that EVA foam, or not. Either way, on top of that is going to go this minky or whatever fabric. So I would put this core in, and then I would put the minky or whatever fabric on, and then I would have to hand stitch all the way around to close it. And the only issue I have with that is you have to be really, really, like, ultra durable with that hand stitching all the way around. Like, because, especially if this is a floor dragon we're talking about, like, the entirety of that tail, all the weight is going to pull on that one seam right here that goes around. So if you have to hand stitch that part if you do it that way. So if you do, you're going to need to do it in the most, like, extra way possible. Like, go around it, like, twice or something. Like, go super durable. Because right here on this tail, you can see... okay, come on. You can see that this is machine sewn because it's just so perfectly, like, aligned. Like, you can't see a single seam popping out. Like, if it was hand sewn, you'd probably see a little bit of seam here if I pull it apart like this. You can see the seam for the belt itself, and that's this curved part here, and that's fine as long as it's the same color. Like, if I used white and I hand sewn it here, or sewed or whatever, it would be fine. But yeah, would it be pulling on it? Because it would be pulling on the holes at the side of the foamwork. Hang on. Would it be pulling on it? It would be pulling at the holes in the side of the foamwork. Okay, yeah. So you have your belt coming through here, and it would pull on the side of the foam, but we have this extra durability here, so this would be fine. I think the inside of the fur would be okay. I could see that slit getting stretched a little bit, but and normally what I would do to fix that is I would glue this foam core. I'd glue the foam core, like this part right here, this square around it. I would glue that to the inside of the fur. I think that would be ideal. You know what? I think that's the best way to do it, honestly. Yeah. Okay. Would the stick around the minky be pulled on though? Oh, okay. So I forgot all about that. I'm so glad you mentioned that. Okay, so yeet. So yeah, for a more professional look, oh, you're talking, okay. Are you talking about, like, the hole that goes through here, the minky, or whatever you make it out of? Would the stitch around the minky be pulled on though? Yeah. Or are you talking about this? Because this stitch right here all the way around would get... Okay. Yeah, that would get pulled on. So the thing is, if you had sewed across everything except the top, and then you fill in the stuffing, and then all the way up here, you fill the stuffing all the way up to the top, you put your foam core in, then you sew the minky on top. And to hand sew the minky on top, that's the part that I'm worried about, is that you're going to have to hand sew it very well. Because, yeah, that's the part that's going to be pulling, is this ring right here that you hand sew. So it's totally fine. You totally can do it. However, you will have to make sure you do a really, really good job sewing it. Yeah. Or, the other way you can do this is sew everything, including this, from the inside. Everything except, like, a hole right here. And I usually choose right here because it's the least noticeable, and it's the flattest part of my tail. It's just, this is the part I usually, if I leave a hole, it's usually going to be like here. So Everything is sewn, including this, but not a hole about this long. You got me there! You got me there. Alright, yeah, I totally forgot about that. I'm actually I'm an idiot. You're right, that's totally fine. It would be fine, because I was looking at this one for an example. You're totally right. Thank you. So yeah, with this, I'm so dumb. I'm such an idiot. With this, and the belt holes will be like an inch inset. Yeah, because the pulling will come from here. This doesn't need to be super worried about. I see what you're saying. I totally didn't notice it. Yes. Totally correct. So yeah, I guess you don't have to hand sew this as durable as I thought, because it's not pulling right here like I was thinking. It's pulling from like 1 inch down, like in here. So yeah, you're totally right. That's totally fine. I think what you should do is, if possible, this square right here around the hole, glue that into this fur here. This square, because that will keep the fur from stretching. That's what I'm worried about now, is the fur stretching. So that'll do it. Thank you, Micah. I feel like I've done it once, but I don't know what happened to that. Oh, yeah, that was a giveaway tail. And it worked. It worked well. Okay, before I get distracted. Oh, yeah. So there's 2 ways to do this. You could either do it like that, where you fill in the tail, and then at the top you put the core in, and then you finish up there. Or you could leave a hole here, and finish this piece. Then you right side it out. So just pretend that this is a pelt that's completely empty. You know, you'd put the stuffing, I can't do this backwards. You put the stuffing in through here to finish this back part. And this part you'd stick through this hole and kind of shimmy it up to the top. And, that'd be like right here. And then you'd put stuffing in to fill in here. And then you'd sew this closed. And one thing, I kind of think that's the better option, because if you watch I don't know her name, Nefertiri, I think, she had a video about this. Rather than insiding out the entire tail at once, if you do it a little bit at a time, it's better. Like, it's easier to like stuff. So I just wish I had an empty pelt to show you. So if you have a hole in here, everything's inside out, you can glue this, you can put it in and glue it around this part, this square here, around. I think if you put it on top, if you put it in through the top way, it'd be a little bit harder to glue, but that might just be me personally. So honestly, whether you decide to fill it in from the bottom and leave the hole on the top, or the hole here, that's totally personal preference. I'm gonna try both, and I'll give you guys a better opinion later. But either way, you'll get the same result. If you can, though, put glue around here, like, that attaches to the inside of this fur, because that'll keep this fur from stretching, and that would be better. There's an Egyptian pharaoh named that? Wow, me not knowing anything. I don't even know that. I didn't even know that. I'd have to Google it. Let's do it. Let's Google. That's what we do here. Nefarious. No. I don't even know how to spell that. Oh, boy. Wow. That wasn't even close. Alright, I'm gonna try one more time. Give me a sec, guys. Oh, great royal wife. Pronounce. Tell me.
Nefertiti.
Oh! Nefertiti. What the heck? I never would have guessed that. Okay. The more you know, guys. Oh, and then you told me the name and I missed it. I wasn't looking. Thank you. Nefertiti. I never would have guessed that. That's dumb. That's exactly how you'd pronounce it. That's dumb that I didn't think of that. Like that's exactly how it's spelled, I mean. Like I should have known. Ah! Cool. I can't really finish I can't really do the rest with you guys unless I have a whole tail cut out, and I don't. All I have is these cores. And I happen to have 2 of them now. So that's nice. Oh yeah, when you're putting on this elastic, put it on like right up next to the hole. Don't put it like at the top and the bottom. Like don't put it super far away. Like probably the closer to the hole here, the better. No, you! You are the cute one, Micah. You're so sweet. Alright. Well, we made progress today. We figured out how the best way to make the core, which just sounds really cool. I like calling it Foamcore. What if, now, hear me out, you made a new pattern based off of these for a shorter tail? I could. I mean, it's kind of a smaller base, so it's not like a huge base. Even my floor dragger tails had this kind of small circle, so I mean, I could. Yeah, I don't see why not. Let me see. Like, most of my furs, I have so many furs. They're all in storage unless I'm using them at the moment because I have a lot of furs and I can't fit them in here. So the only ones I have in this room are the ones that I'm currently using. So I've got orange and turquoise. No, turquoise? Yeah. Turquoise for Spartan, and I have white, black, purple, and baby blue for indigo. So I've got plenty of those furs. I'm not gonna run out, so I could use any of those colors at the moment. I mean, yeah. I wonder if I can use that other pattern that I just came up with. I mean, I don't mind making a new pattern, but it would save some time if I could use a pattern I already had. So, I mean, that one that I used just to make that other Micah tail, tail for Micah. That's a, yeah. Like that red and black tail, that was cute. I mean, that might fit a foam core tail. Gosh, I really need to take some headache medicine. I mean, I'm very rambly, but very especially rambly today. Whew. Orange and white and purple. Oh, those are great colors. Those are Halloween colors. I like that. I really like that. Cool. I mean, I'm fine with that. You want to draw me up something? Some kind of orange, white, purple design? I mean, I'd be fine with that. Yes! That is kind of... I love how we had the same idea. Yeah, just go for the same shape that I made your red tail in. Because, that one I think will fit this foam core tail, and then I don't have to, like, start from scratch on stream, because that kind of takes a while. I mean, making patterns from scratch is good and fun, but, I would like to not do that on this stream, because I'm more about the tail. So it is... They're over there. It's Fig Bee turquoise, and, you know, like, bright orange, and, it's that deep royal purple, like the, regular standard purple. It looks kind of dark on stream, but it's a little bit brighter than that. Yeah, it's just standard orange, standard purple, and standard turquoise. You probably have swatches, so you probably know exactly what those colors are. But yeah, now I have 2 of these foam cores that I can use for something, as long as the tail will fit it. Because usually this is the last step I would do, is make this to match a tail that I already have designed. So this is gonna be kind of a backwards way to do it, but it's fine. We'll get by. Probably would not do that again in the future, but for the sake of learning and streaming and all that, I think it was fine. Though it is gonna drive me crazy. Where are Spartan's eyes? I know I painted them. I just... I don't want to have to repaint them because it is a huge ordeal. It takes, like, all day because I have to paint it in several layers and then I have to spray it in several layers with, like, clear acrylic coat spray to, like, waterproof it. And it takes a long time to dry. I mean, not that long, but like, 15 minutes at least between coats, depending on the kind of spray you're using. And it's so smelly that you have to like put it outside. So I have to babysit it to make sure like the wind doesn't blow it over or something. I don't know. It's kind of just, it's like a day-long project whenever I want to paint some eyes. So that's why when I painted Rissy's eyes all that time ago, I also painted Indigo and Spartan's because I was like, there's no way I'm doing this again. I'm gonna do it in one sitting. Alright, cool. So we've got our good durability here. Well, it's kind of a slow day. I mean it's the middle of the day. We don't have a lot of watchers, but that's okay. It's not about the viewers, but it is about the viewers. It's not about the number of viewers. It's about the few that are there having fun too. Oh, you're here. Yay! You know what? Thank you, Micah. Thank you for being here. I'm actually kind of surprised how few people are here right now. Like, I wonder if I'm being boring or if it's just a really busy day. Oh, and you're having a blast. You're so sweet. Well, thank you. I hope I'm not being boring. Oh, you're here too. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, it's fine. I just don't want to be alone. Thank you. I mean, like, oh, what's the word? I was gonna say stalking, and that's definitely not the word. I can't remember the word. See, I'm really out of it today. What's the word when you're just kind of hanging out in the background? Lurking. Yeah, lurking. Dang it. Dang, I figured that out like a hair before you guys told me. Thank you. I mean, lurking is totally fine. Alright, well, this is nice. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you existing and hanging out with me. I'm a master of it. Honestly, though, I mean, it's hard to, like, talk in chat and stuff. It's kind of nice to just put something on in the background to, like, give you some noise. Yeah. Cool. So, believe it or not, we made two of these. One of these is made with, 1 inch, and then 1/2 inch on the end. The other one is 1 inch, 1/2 inch in the middle, and then 1 inch again. And that one, I'm surprised to say, is actually stronger. So the way I would have done it, like, the efficient way, where you have the 1 inch on both sides, and then you have the half circles, that is actually the ideal way. It feels just a hair stronger, and, it's much more perfectly aligned. It's just, that is the way. Also, I need more elastic. It looks like I'm running out. Cool. Well, I'll put that on my shopping list along with like 8,000 other things. I need like 3-inch foam and all that. I will write that down before I forget. Bye. Oh, 3-inch foam. There was other stuff I said I needed to buy, but I don't remember. Elastic. Elastics. I'll put plural because I know I need multiple kinds. Cool. Nice. So we've got these. Now, I want to make the inside. So I'm going to get some fabric so we can make this black inside really nice. Oh, nice! That's what I hoped you were doing. I had hoped you were doing that. Oh boy. Alright, I need to grab some fabric, and it is very difficult to grab fabric when your floor is full. So I'm just gonna turn the camera over here, and you guys can watch me cry as I try to get these bins out. Okay. Oh, here's Figby. I had to wash him. He is clean now. Yup. Just cleaning up. Just the usual. Okay. Now I actually have a piece of ground to set this stuff down on. A stream where everybody gets to watch me, like, sort through junk. Cool. Well, here's the orange. Wasn't what I was looking for, but... Yes. This will work nicely. Okay. Oh, you're playing a game. That's fine. What are you playing? I mean, I'm just curious now. I like, whenever I'm watching streams and I'm just kind of hanging out and playing a game. Celtic Heroes. Interesting. I've never heard of that. I like to play on my DS when I'm watching streams because then I have my two screens. I have the screen with the stream and then I have the screen with my DS. Usually I'll just be playing Pokemon or something. Oh, okay. That's probably why I haven't heard of it, but that's okay. Sounds fun though, yeah. I like doing like little handheld games, just they're different. I've never gotten too many mobile games though. I've just never gotten into them for some reason. I probably would have if during college I had a better phone, but that's fine. Okay. So here we're going to quickly reassemble this. Alright, here's our circle. So now what we're trying to do is we're trying to make a black liner that goes on the inside of this to make it nice. So we're going to need two sides of this. So essentially, I mean, this fits perfectly within here, but you also got to count for the fact that it's got this extra slight height. So when I'm cutting this out, I don't want it to be exactly this thick. I need it to be a little thicker because the pattern is only for the top, like the top and the bottom of this slit. It doesn't account for the thickness, like the 1/2 inch thickness here. So, I have to add, I think, yeah, 1/2 inch onto it. That should do. Okay. So, I'm going to get my paper. Where'd my paper go? Here it is. Okay. Cool. So, I'm going to try to trace this. Jeez. It's like I forgot how to trace or something. This looks awful. What even? I swear I can trace things. Okay. Then I'm going to add a 1/2 inch, which is about that much. Nice. I'm going to use this to draw that line. There we go. Okay. Whenever you're making fursuits, it's like 90% of the time you're just making patterns. Like, that's just what you do. You make the patterns. Good. Alright, so another important thing is you need to make sure this is long enough, because at the end... Oh, of course, of course, thank you! Oh my gosh. Are you gonna send it to me on Discord? Because I would love to see. So, our end goal right here with what we're doing now is to have this black liner come out, and then it's going to like connect to the fur. So basically, this has to be long enough where there's an edge coming out that we can hand stitch it to the fur. I guess it's optional, but I think it would look nicer. So just make sure that this is long enough. And I think this is... I think I'm gonna make it a little bit longer. Just a hair. It's easier to cut something down. It's not as easy to add extra length. There. Yay! Alright. Okay, cool. I will look at that. Thank you. So, Micah, did you see what our plan was here for this? I'm not sure if you had seen. Basically, to add this like black liner on the inside. Kinda? Okay, that's fine. Me explaining it anyways. To add the black liner for the inside, well, here's our pattern that we had before. Basically, we're just gonna take the center piece here, and we need to add 1/2 inch of thickness, because, here's the flat. Like, this is exact replica of the flat on the top and bottom, but it doesn't account for the 1/2 inch thick of height. So, take this and make a new one that's 1/2 inch thick bigger. Wider, I mean. And so this is the thing we're going to use for our pattern on the black. So we'll cut out 2 of these and, you know, sew the sides inside it out, and we'll be able to slip it in here. And it will fit. Yeah! So hopefully that makes sense. Ugh. Let me see. That's so cute! Okay, I love that. I'm so weak to, Halloween colors already, but that's a really cute design. Alright, well, it's happening. That's what we're doing now. Alright. I'm going to finish making, like, the little black liner for these 2, and then we're going to continue to make that tail. That's just what we're doing today, I guess. Alright, so now I am using Minky, so I have to decide which way I want the Minky to flow. And I think I'm just gonna have it go around in a circle. I don't want it to, like, come out. I don't want the fur to be, like, coming out on either direction. I'll just have it go, like, around, if that makes sense. Yeah, maybe I should do that. My headache is just getting worse. Just wanna die. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I'll just be right back. I'm just gonna grab you Cedrin migraine before I die. Okay, everybody's just gonna, like, be right back anyway, so this is good. Let me put on my be right back screen. It's, like, the only chance I get to use it. Yay, you can still hear me, though. I'm back. Two cam, one cam, here we go. Don't do drugs. Yes, they are. I hate them. They're like, they wreck your whole day. It's awful. I hate that so much. Alright, let's see if that helps. I will be sad if it does not. Whoa, okay. Well, thank you. That's a really long name. A concerning name, too. It makes me worried that it's a bot, but if you're not a bot, thank you. Wow, yeah, that. I didn't even know you could have names that long on Twitch. That's kind of crazy. Awesome. Well, I'm glad I'm starting to get a few more followers. I mean, that's cool. Getting more of an audience is really fun. It's just it's cool knowing that I can either entertain or teach somebody something. It's just a fun thing for me. Alright, so I'm trying to cut this straight, but it doesn't really matter too much, so I'm not trying to be super perfect on it. I'm just trying to get it good enough for the stream here. Alright. So essentially, I'm just making this tiny little... I don't want to call it a sock, but I also want to call it a sock, so... I guess I'll just call it a sock. I'm just trying to make this tiny little sock here. We'll see how it goes. It should be pretty... This is like one of the easiest things I've ever had to make. It's just... It's not even like a pillow. It's like half a pillow. Cool. Apparently I just cannot cut a straight line. Cutting a straight line on Minky is actually incredibly difficult because Minky is so smooth that it like slides out under your scissors. Just makes it hard. Alright, so I do have one here, but I'm gonna need to cut two. So I'm going to do that. I gotta figure out which way the Minky fur is going so it can match. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell, to be honest. Alright. Yep, so I'm just gonna trace this one. I was able to cut out the other one, but this one's on a separate little remnant piece here. I just think it's a little bit more difficult, so I'm going to trace it with my marking pencil here. Just think it'll be easier for me personally. Dropping stuff, okay. Because, yeah, I need to make two of these just because I happen to have two cores, but normally you would not need two. Yeah, don't forget to leave a little bit of space for seam allowance, too. I almost just forgot and cut it off, and that would have kind of been sad. Yeah, cutting a straight line on Minky is just kind of suffering. Ugh, I am trying. That's one thing that definitely, I think, these tall scissors have over the little ones. Like, these scissors are, like, my favorite things ever. These cute little boys. I use them for, like, everything. But when you're cutting something slippery, like Minky, these long scissors, for whatever reason, are just much, much, much easier to deal with. So, it's good. It's definitely good to have both kinds. Okay, I think the fur is going this way, so... Yikes, I'm running out of Minky fur here. I'm gonna need to go buy some more. I guess I should put that on my list also. That I need to buy some Minky. Man, I really just need a lot of everything. I'm just kind of out of supplies. Since my car has just been dead, I don't get to go to the store whenever I please anymore. It's just, I have to kind of wait until somebody I know is going. Makes it really hard. Really, it does make you appreciate more the fact of, when you have something. When you don't have it anymore, you really realize, man, I used to use that every day. So although I did appreciate my car, I really appreciate it now because I realize how much I needed it. Ah, you're back. I'm sorry you had to go change a diaper. I used to work in daycare for a long time. I used to change diapers all the time. I mean, it's not the most exciting, I'll tell you that, but it must be done. Now I'm just trying to cut a straight line. It's kind of impossible with Minky, and I'm crying, but I'm getting there. I'm so close. Okay. So now I'm just gonna pin these. Normally I mean something small like this I might be able to get away with not pinning, but seeing as it's Minky and it slides all over the place, I'm definitely gonna pin this. Yeah, so especially with Minky, make sure it's facing the right way. Oh, okay, Micah. That's fine. Make sure the Minky is facing the correct way, what you intend it to. Yeah. You want it to be the right way that you're trying to make it go. If it goes the other way, it really messes stuff up. Okay. Normally you'd only need to make one of these socks. I just have two because, yeah, no. Two. I made two. Today was experimental day, and I think we had a lot of experimenting to do, and I think we learned a lot. So that's cool. I'm pretty happy. So yeah, I have two of these now, so I'm just going to sew the long edge on either of them, and then we're going to stuff them right in the hole here. So first I'm going to put on my black thread onto the sewing machine. Ugh. I keep thinking how I want to put a sewing machine camera, but at the same time, it's just kind of, I don't know. I mean, when I sew on the sewing machine, it's not very long. It's not super long amount of time where I'm on the sewing machine, so. Plus, then either I'd have to move my camera every time, or I'd have to get a third camera just for the sewing machine. It's just like, too many cameras. You're back. We are sewing the long sides of this square, it's a rectangle. Okay, I just said how I was gonna pin it, but now I'm not, because I don't want to. So we'll see how it goes. Alright. Okay, it only slid a tiny bit. I think we can do this. I mean, I can pin it, and I probably should, but at the same time, it's just like an extra step. Let's see. Yeah. I better pin it. It's not as straight as I would have liked. It'll do, but it's not perfect, so. Just those few pins will make the difference. Pin the opposite side? You mean like this? Because I think I think that's what I'm doing, unless you're meaning something else. Okay. Give me just a second. Yeah, okay, good. Well, it was worth a shot. I guess there is no easy way to get out of Minky. You just gotta pin it. So difficult, honestly. I wish I could just, like, most of the time I totally would have been fine with that. This is a really tiny thing, and just holding it together with my hand is usually, it would suffice, but not this time. Can I get a credit card just to buy a sewing machine? I mean, honestly though, I mean that's a good way to you can make payments on it, you know? I need a new sewing machine, not because I really need one, but I really want to get a heavy duty one. That would be pretty sick. But yeah, I mean, it's also good to have a credit card just to build credit. So if you ever want to like move into a house or something. But yeah. As long as you're responsible with it, yeah. Because I've heard there are many horror stories of people getting way over their heads with credit cards, and it's kind of scary to me. So I've always been very careful, you know, to keep the credit card under control, but at the same time, that's really helpful. Wow. Had some kind of thread rip in there. Buy a fursuit on a credit card! You know, I'm sure people have done it. I mean, the thing about credit cards is you're able to make payments on it, so... I mean, you know, if a fursuit maker doesn't want to have payments, I mean... Yeah, that'll work. Alright, not sure why this thread got tangled like that. That was kind of weird. Alright. I am sure there's been many people in the past that have bought fursuits on credit cards. Alright. So this part, this metal piece rotates when I sew, and these scissors tend to hit it, and it makes this really terrible screeching sound. I gotta make sure I push my scissors back out of the way, because it's really obnoxious. Oh! And you are my favorite client because you is my friend still. I guess I shouldn't have favorite clients, but oops, I did. That's so sweet. Thank you. I mean, I don't mind, you know. I it's fine. I mean, yeah, it is hard. It is hard, especially with something like that. It's so expensive. You're more than a client, you're a friend. I know, we have friendship tails. Like, we have matching friendship tails now. I love that. So, I was just gonna turn this inside out, but, like, right side out, but I actually don't have to. I forgot, just because of what we're doing with it, we're slipping it right in here. I don't have to right side it out, because it's already correct. So I'm kind of just gonna stuff it in here. There we go. It's going. Like friendship bracelets, but for our butts. Indeed. I love that. That's amazing. Alright, so this worked swimmingly. Here's the liner in here. The thing I would probably do with this is next time sew this first. Then put it in and glue it onto there, you know? I'm not sure if you have to glue both sides. Definitely glue one flat side down. Yeah, because right now I'm trying to think of how I'm going to get some glue in there, and it's going to be kind of a bit of finagling to get this open and stick the glue gun in there. But it will work. It's just going to be a little annoying. Friendship bracelets, but for our butts. I've never heard of a tail trade explained that way, but I like it. Yeah, having a sewing machine makes everything go, like, so much faster. Most stuff you can sew, on a sewing machine. It's just awesome. Highly recommended. Okay, one more line to go, and then we're done with the sewing machine. For now. Oh, sigh as you add sewing machine to your shopping list. That's a pretty bad shopping list item. Yikes. Yeah, I guess add that on there with X-Acto Blade. Which we discovered is not 100% necessary anymore, but is helpful to get this flat, rounded chunk cut. Good to know. Okay. See, yeah, now I gotta... First I'm gonna get all these little hairs off. Okay. Now I have to stuff this in here, which really is fairly easy. So now it's like a nice soft minky on the inside, and that's cool. That's very nice. But the trouble is trying to glue it. I'm wishing I glued it before. Oops. But now we've learned. We've learned the ideal way to do things. So right now I'm just trying to flatten it out on the inside as best as I can so it's not really lumpy. Oh, yeah. Good point. Yeah, through this, I mean, especially through Minky, because, you know, Minky is just, like, so smooth. It's whoop. You're totally right. It'll go through way easier. Man, okay, we might have to make a part 2 stream, because I don't know if I have the energy to do more. I wanted to get out another tail and do that, but, maybe I could get to that mostly finished state with the tail, and then next stream we can put in like the core and the stuffing and the finishing it up part. Okay, so I gotta get this glued in here. Ooh. Okay. Gotta get this glued in here. I'm gonna do the best I can. Okay. That's a really good point, though. I'm pretty sure you're right. Like, it definitely will slide through easier rather than just through this foam if it didn't have this little sleeve. Yeah, that's what I should have called it. I was calling it a sock earlier, but it's definitely more of a sleeve. How do you not burn yourself? I don't know. I just do not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're so prone to injury. That's just terrible. I'm so sorry. I mean, getting burnt is like the worst kind of injury, too. Alright, well this is working. I would definitely say, so what we learned today. So once I'm done gluing these, I probably will end the stream, and then off stream I'll get the tail ready, and then next stream I'll put it in. So, yeah. What we learned today. Well, first make sure your circle is the right size. I'm so happy that you, like, designed one for me. Thank you. It's so cute. Your designs are always the best. That was really nice of you to just quickly draw up a design. I mean, I can do the entirety of the tail if you'd rather. I mean, I don't mind. I mean, we've already come this far, so... Oh yeah, what we learned today. On your pattern, first make sure your circle is the right size. It has to be the right size. You can hold it up to, like, the fur Like, you should have the rest of the tail done by now. This is like the last step. So you can fit this in there and see if it fits good. If not, keep trying. You gotta get the right size circle. Then, copy your circle to a separate pattern. And then lay the belt across like this and trace the belt and cut it out so that you'll end up with this. So you have these pieces. Cut out 1-inch foam for the end, 1/2-inch foam for the middle, 1-inch foam for the other end. And then I would glue the 2 foams onto one of them. Then you gotta make this little sleeve, which is this middle piece, but make it 1/2-inch thicker. A 1/2-inch thicker. There you go. And then, yeah, so that's how you make the sleeve. Then put the sleeve on, glue the sleeve on, then glue the lid, the 1-inch thick lid. Then you can put the elastic on. Yeah, I think that's the steps. Yay! Oh, I love stripes. You know, some people are really into like spots and other I mean, there's lots of cool designs out there, but I am weak to stripes. I am so weak to stripes. That's why Figby has stripes. The spots on Figby's thighs are actually like they're there because they remind me of dinosaurs, like specifically the Chombi from Neopets, and I loved those things. I thought they were so cute. But yeah, I love stripes. I am so weak to stripes. So I love your design even more now because of the stripes. Alright, so yeah, definitely glue this sock in beforehand. It is possible to do after, but to try to lay it out where it's like even and flat is giving me kind of a hard time, and you know, it will also give you a hard time, whoever may be watching. So if you remember, do it before you glue the foam core together. Nice. So that's what it looks like. It's like a nice hole there. We can stick this through. Also, this is a good thing to be testing to make sure that it actually fits. It's trying to ravel in. It's trying to go in. Alright. So this would be a lot easier to put in if it was already on the fursuit and sewn on, because the black part keeps trying to go in, but if it was sewn onto the fur, like when we're gonna hand sew it on the fur, it wouldn't be trying to do that. Yeah, or a smaller buckle or a bigger hole. So if it's getting stuck like that, it could be my fault for making the hole too small. But actually, I really think this hole is fine. I think it's a good size. I was just having trouble getting it through because it's not hand sewn to the fur yet. But yeah, this is great. This is fine. I was able to get it through without much trouble, and once it's sewn, it'll be good. So yeah, that's excellent. Very nice. I'm glad I got like a really nice quality prototype here. One that actually makes sense. Cool. So let's finish up here. I'm gonna glue both sides of this other one together. So yeah, if it doesn't fit, I mean, you could get a smaller buckle, but the ideal thing would be just to make your hole bigger next time. Well, that was fun. Got to do some learning today. I feel like we got a... I mean, we got a lot of good tips and tricks down. I mean... Shoot, I should just make this into a standard video. Like, I should just script it and write it. I mean, this is something that's really very helpful that it's one of those things where you want to make sure you do it in the correct order of operations. Otherwise, it'll be harder. Like if you add this black part after, like what I'm doing now, it's way harder. If I did it sooner, it would have been better. So to make a video on this would be really good because I could give a lot of description I could show the exact order of what to do what. It would be easier than just trying to explain it to somebody, I guess. But this length is perfect. I wanted it just slightly longer than the white so that I have enough seam allowance to sew it onto the fur. Yeah. So maybe I will make the tail on stream, or maybe I will like just do most of it and then I'll show we'll do the confusing part, like the end, like how you finish the tail on stream after. I'm not sure if I'm going to do all of it or just that part, but we will see. Maybe I will trace and cut out the pieces, and I mean, that's I feel like I've done that so many times and it's kind of boring. Like you trace the pieces, you cut out the pieces, you sew the pieces. Yeah, I feel like I'm just going to start with that part where we have both sides of the tail sewn together. And then what do you do from that part? Like, how do you put this and the stuffing and the belt? Yeah, that's where we're going to start with. Because, I mean, I've shown off the other steps so many times. Cool. Well, this is good. I am glad we did good. Oh, good idea. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I could change the shape, to whatever, I guess. I'm probably just gonna make it into a wolf tail and then keep it as a personal tail. Because I am weak. That's a really cute one. Anyways, yeah. I'm happy with this. This turned out well. Hopefully, I mean, we both learned something today. I mean, and I hope you had fun. I'm having fun, just kind of hanging out and working on stuff, but do I need a character to match it? After the stream is done, I am going to commission you to make me a character, please. If that is okay. Because I really, really would like that a lot. Yes, awesome. Cool. So yeah, this is that. We will continue this ordeal next time. On the CloverCat Cries show. Yeah, it is. Because I just washed him and I brought him in here so I could lay him out and brush him. And then I started to stream, so he's just here inside out. He's very not well made. It's hard to look at for sure. See, here's some Sharpie marks that I used that did bleed, but thankfully since I have dark fur, it wasn't that bad, but there are a few spots that kind of got dyed a little bit darker color because of that. Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing that first time around. Look at all these awkward seams, like, everywhere. Yeah, but he smells really good. I threw him in the washing machine. He was fine. I just put it on delicates and, cold water. Actually, most of it, yeah. Actually, wow. Was it all of it? It is. It's the whole thing. I forgot I didn't have a sewing machine at that point. It's a miracle that this thing has stayed in one piece on hand sewing. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, kudos to my hand sewing ability, I guess. I mean, wow. Apparently hand sewing is stronger than I thought. Like, I mean, I guess if you just do a good job, it'll stay. I just like the ease of being able to go over it like several times quickly on the machine. But yeah, I guess hand sewing. Gotta give it credit. Credit where credit's due. Alright, well, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna make some mac and cheese and gonna commission Micah for a Halloweenish wolf. So that'll be fun. Alright, well, it was nice hanging out with you, whether it was during the stream or after the stream on YouTube. Thank you for watching, and goodbye! Bye, Micah. Have a good evening. Goodbye, Mr. Doot. Thank you for watching.